Well, let's start with what you've done so far. Patrick, as an incumbent, you've had 4 years now. What do you think about how things have gone for you in these 4 years?
So I'm in my 4th year, so I've had 3 years, and last year I was very proud to be chair of the Shasta County Board of Supervisors. We got a lot done, and prior to that I wasn't necessarily in a majority position all the time, but last year I was. And so the majority of the board were like-minded, and we had more meetings, we had more public comment, we got more things done. And so I'm very pleased with the work that the majority of the board has done. And I'm very pleased about my performance as chair and introducing items that I thought were very important to the county to represent Shasta County and represent my District 4. Things like terminating the Dominion voting machine contract. That was a step in the right direction, only to have the state come around and pass AB 969, and I think we will address that in the future. We stopped the Fountain Wind project, only to have AB 205 from the state come around and say that's going to be now in the hands of the Energy Commission instead of local control. And so moving forward, I think you're going to see a theme about having local control versus Sacramento. And in essence, if they're going to continue to do this, why do we even have a board of supervisors anywhere in the state if they're going to tell us what to do and how to live? We represent the citizens of Shasta County. I think we've done that well. I'm very pleased with having term limits, and that'll be on the March 5th election, as well as Charter County will be on the March 5th election. I'm very proud of the Second Amendment resolution and stopping, or at least attempting to stop what we can with SB 2 and pushing back on that. And of course, the termination of impact fees recently passed as well. And so we have done a lot in a year's time period this last year, and we're going to do a lot this year, and I'm hoping for 4 more years after that. This will be my last run. There's a sense of urgency to kind of a course correction from where we've been, and so I'm very happy. I don't often say that I'm proud of local government, but this last year I really am. We're moving in a new direction. We have a new CEO. David Rickard is working great. We have a new deputy CEO. We have a new Health and Human Services Director, Laura Birch. We have a new Support Services Director. And a new health officer, of course, Dr. Moore. So we've had a lot of good positions that are filled, and we're moving in the direction that I really like. And this is the first time this last year, and the first time in my political career, where we've had a solid conservative majority. And that makes me very proud and pleased, and I'm hoping the public sees that as well, and asking for their support and their vote March 5th. So
those are what you would call successes. Any regrets? Anything that didn't work out the way you thought it would?
No, I mean, this last year went very well, and I think there were very few things that didn't go the way that I thought that they would. I mean, I put a lot of things on the agenda, and you never really know whether they're going to pass or not. I usually will speak to one board member on a issue, and that's all we're allowed to do. But outside of that, you don't really know how things are going to go. I talk to a lot of my constituents every day, 6 days a week. That really keeps me focused in the direction that I believe is the right direction. And I'm very experienced. I'm the most experienced person on the Shasta County Board of Supervisors with my years at City Hall and here on the county. And that experience is important. It's valuable so that you don't make mistakes of the past. And you know a lot of history. And that helps give you good direction for the future.
There, you set it up for me. You kind of touched on it, but what direction do you see the county going in? Would you like to see the county going?
Absolutely. So I still think we're going to be pushing back on AB 969. That is the decision to hand count ballots. Having fair elections is super important, and we have not fixed all the problems yet. We have a good group of people. In fact, I sponsored and created and the board supported the Shasta County Election Commission, and they're pushing very hard on that. We have to have fair elections, and that's going to be something very important. This year also, I believe, 2024, will be the year that you start seeing fees and excessive regulations taking a front stage. We want to go over that Shasta County Unified Building Code and want to make sure that we are not excessively regulating people. We need growth in this county, and when growth occurs, it trickles down to everybody in the county and everybody becomes prosperous. When an individual is doing well, the county is doing well. And we're here to help people, and that's going to be a theme this year. Reducing fees, reducing regulations, local control.
Got to ask you about this, the gun range, your thoughts on not recusing yourself and just in general, the gun range.
Well, I did recuse myself on the gun range, and I did leave the building, and so when that vote came up, there was only 4 supervisors there, and obviously I have an interest in that, and so I did recuse myself on that. Now, the termination of impact fees, that may have a financial gain to me if my project ultimately moves forward, but the difference is that that gain is for everybody. It's unified across the board, and there is no conflict of interest. If we had such a regulation that would eliminate impact fees for just shooting ranges, that would be a conflict of interest, a very narrow scope. In this case, this was fair to everyone, including myself, and I do have a life outside of the board.
Anything else you'd like to say?
Well, I appreciate the opportunity. It's been, for me, a real honor to serve as the chairman. Not everybody gets to be chairman, and you have a little bit of control over the agenda, and I've appreciated our staff. We have a good, hard-working staff. They're all have a sense of making changes and doing the will of the board, and so I'm very pleased. I'm very happy with where we're at in the county and the direction that we're moving forward, because every single meeting, we're not wasting one meeting. We're having more meetings this year than we ever have. We introduced last year night meetings. We're going to have more night meetings this year. We're going to take more public comment than ever before, more meetings than ever before. We're going to get more done, and I'm ready to serve.